This is Payday 2, brainchild and moneymaker of the wildly infamous Overkill software, a confusing group of broken promises. There are plenty of instances of Overkill's scummy practices, dozens upon dozens of them. But what we're here to talk about today is Crime Fest 2015, and more specifically, weapon skins. Weapon skins, added as a way to overtly monetize the game, came with a lot of backlash and outrage. But now, as Payday 2 has faded into obscurity, weapon skins are now a free base part of the game, but they're not all created equally. For example, while there can be tens of thousands of bulldozer LMGs out there can only be one legendary. This is what makes them special. They're practically the gods of the Steam market, and they hold a cornerstone of unique weapon qualities, like unique barrels, incredible stats, free modifications, and there's a huge debate on the morality of their use. And where can some be? Some say the most desired legendaries are still out there. Some say a few have been left to rot, or never existed at all. Or some say they're among us, just invisible, hiding behind the ruse of Overkill's terrible spaghetti code for the cheater tag. It's exceedingly rare to find a legendary. If you were to ever come across one, the situation could be dire. Legendary skins! They're pretty much the only reason the Steam community market exists for this game anymore. Some of them are good, some of them are shit. Not a single one was created equally under Overkill's infinite wisdom. So I've decided I'm gonna go over every single one of the 30 legendary weapons over the span of 3 videos. Trust me, there's a lot to go over. So that means 10 weapons per video. And without further ado, let's get to them.
Alright, let's see if he built a tunnel down here somewhere. Okay, let's use a diamond.
Starting off with the legendary skin for the deagle, we have the Midas touch. It adds a grip, a sight, and most importantly, a completely unique barrel / slide. The skin adds 16 accuracy, 8 stability, and 2 damage. Wow, you really spoiled us with this one, Overkill. But it also has a staggering 12 concealment penalty. This kind of concealment on a pistol should be a fucking crime. This weapon is not modifiable, and it is loud. Now, another thing you'll notice about the Midas touch is that it's fucking ugly. Graphic design is my passion, the intern said as he played around with Microsoft Paint for the first time and spit out this fucking abomination of a texture file.
Wow, what a great texture. I think I'll reference this for my legendary weapon skin.
Unfortunate as it is, the gun itself is very satisfying. A testament to the deagle itself more than anything else. But the bigger barrel definitely makes it feel more powerful. But to note, the damage added isn't actually notable, because it is a stat that simply can be done by other modifications. Finally, the cheapest I found a Midas touch for was 3.58. Way more than it's worth. And it can still be dropped from cards.
I'm kind of going here at the bottom.
Doing the rah-rah Rasputin, that's a terrible joke, we have the very patriotic Vlad's Rodina for the AK rifle. It adds a whole host of crazy-ass exclusive mods to the gun, with some being more vascular than the others. Past that though, the skin adds 4 ammo to the mag, 6 damage, 32 accuracy, and 40 stability. Damn, those are some crazy-ass stats. And it only has a 1 concealment penalty. Sweet deal. But the gun is not modifiable, and it's also loud. Vlad's Rodina has to be one of the best looking skins, and subsequently legendaries, in the entire game, without a doubt. Someone definitely went hog wild with all the wacky unique mods on the gun, and it all comes together to be a very desirable weapon. Lastly, the cheapest Vlad's I found was $4.68. Pretty good for such a good skin, honestly.
and it can still drop from cards.
Hello, sir. What would you like? Sir. Sir, who are you speaking to? I'll make everyone pay for treating me like this. Oops.
It's because it looks like it fell in a deep fryer. Alright, roll the footage. It has absolutely nothing to do with Dallas, but here we have the Alamo Dallas for the Cobas 90. It boasts a very ominous set of characters on the body, and this incredibly threatening barrel that looks more like a weapon than the gun itself. And for the stats, we have 12 stability and a 3 concealment penalty. That's it. It's also not modifiable and loud. Yes, this is a very boring legendary, one that locks modification just to give you almost nothing. And the worst part? It doesn't even look good. Rusty piece of shit, and it lacks in any good gun feel. A far cry from the Vlads. There's really not much I can say about it, so you can buy one for $126 if you really want it, and it still drops from cards. It's big, it's tipped, and I swear I'm not talking about my cock. No, it's the big Kahuna for the Rheinfeld 880. Sporting no stock, a shortened barrel, and a completely unique barrel exit. I'm not sure what that is, but it's cool looking. Looking at its stats, the Kahuna adds 40 stability, 3 damage, and 4 magazine size. One would think that this isn't much, but it's actually pretty cool when it comes to a shotgun. You don't want your skin to add accuracy, especially when it auto-equips buckshot. Speaking of buckshot, it's not modifiable and it's also loud. Easily the most notable thing about this legendary is the ammo it provides to the Rheinfeld. This is the only way to achieve the mag size of 10 rounds. The Rheinfeld is normally only capable of 8 rounds in the mag. Of course, the look of the big Kahuna is very stylized, very Hawaiian, probably a reference to Point Break, which I can confidently say I still haven't watched. But this is a good skin, I can say that. The lowest big Kahuna I could find was 474, which will probably soon skyrocket, because since it was in the Bodhi safe, it can no longer be dropped.
Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas!
Christmas may be over, but it's never too late to slay with Santa. On the cross kills. The Santa Slayers, simple as they are, boast a single unique modification, being the gigantic laser sight at the top. For the stats, we have 20 accuracy, 12 stability, and plus 1 damage, with a 1 concealment penalty. Some fair stats if you ask me. These bad boys are also not modifiable, and they're also loud. The Santa Slayers don't necessarily do anything unique in terms of stats. These are numbers that can easily be afforded to you with regular mods. And let's not ignore the elephant in the room. No, not that one. Yeah, these laser sights. They're in the fucking way, and there's nothing you can do. The actual skin itself is very stylized. You either love it or you hate it. Personally, I love how they look because I love Christmas. It's only natural. At a modest 178, this is a very affordable legendary if you were ever looking to own one. And they do drop from card drops. This is not funny. Very fitting for this channel, we have the Don Pastrami for the platypus. Before even looking at the attachments, the Don Pastrami is already unique with the fact that it's the only legendary sniper in the game, which you'll come to find out is actually very unfortunate. But I digress. The Don Pastrami has some wacky exclusive mods, including this horny barrel, and a stock that is ridiculously stat boosted. And it also has some other attachments, such as the Thea scope and a military laser. The skin provides 8 accuracy, 12 stability, and a 4 concealment penalty, most of which frankly doesn't mean shit for a 500 sniper. This Capra inclined weapon is not modifiable, and it is also loud. The first and most obnoxious thing to point out about this skin is that the Theoscope is fucking horrendous. Its zoom is blatantly unnecessary and it takes up so much of the screen. Like, damn, you know this thing puts cheese on its cheeseburger? I have to admit though, this skin is sexy as fuck. Even with the aforementioned godforsaken sight, and I'm definitely not biased, I swear. I don't know what would give you that impression. Don't even suggest it. I have to mention, even though it doesn't mean much, the skin does give the Platypus 100 accuracy, without any type of boost from anything, so that's funny. But here's where I drop the bomb on you. The Don Pastrami cannot be listed on the Steam market any longer, and there are no remaining listings, which means you cannot buy it traditionally, and furthermore, it cannot drop from cards, which has left the Don Pastrami rather exclusive. The Hungry Wolf for the KSP. Nope, not that one. There you go. Sharing some DNA with the Don Pastrami, the Hungry Wolf is the sole proprietor of its kind. The only legendary LMG in the game. Sporting a built-in bipod and and a completely exclusive barrel and stock, creating a beast of a weapon. And the stats don't disappoint. Adding 12 accuracy, 20 stability, and a 2 concealment penalty. A penalty that matters very little for a gun that you weren't going to conceal anyway. What may matter though is that this weapon is not modifiable and it is also loud. The Hungry Wolf has a very unique purpose in the form of making the KSP not terrible. With this skin, it even almost mediates with the other KSP in terms of usefulness. Isn't that nice? And it doesn't stop there, because the Hungry Wolf is a damn fine looking skin. Mostly because of its namesake right there, but the unique parts also add to its striking looks. Buying a Hungry Wolf will cost you at least $581, but I've noticed that this one has been increasing in price, so if you want one, you might want to do that now rather than later. And they can also drop from cards.
What kind of garbage is that? Oops, my
Anarcho skin.
A gun fit for an anarchist? Probably, I haven't asked them. We have the Anarcho for the Judge, and despite the Judge being a fairly simple gun, the Anarcho somehow manages to add a bunch of weird-ass questionable shit to it. Those being this barrel and whatever the fuck that is. Boy, if only my gun had a form of self-defense. Oh, I know. Let's attach some brass knuckles. Ignoring that though, the stats are as follows. 15 damage, negative 12 accuracy, 24 stability, and 4 total ammo. It's also unmoddable and loud. Anarcho is very polarizing in terms of its modifications. On one hand, you have 4 extra ammo that is exclusive to the Anarcho, which is really great for a gun like the Judge, but Anarcho has a deep, dark, evil secret. It's locked to buckshot. That may not seem too bad, but consider what most people use the Judge for, and you'll see why most people are using this skin with Super Duper Skin Swapper. I have to say though, it looks pretty good. It's not perfect by any means. This plaid pattern isn't doing it any favors, but the rest of it is very appealing to the eyes. Anyways, you better be sitting for this one. The cheapest Anarcho I could find was $17.16 fucking cents. Yeah, this one ain't your typical buy, but they can also still drop from cards.
Hey!
Yeah?
What the hell is this?
Oh, you didn't really give any specific guidelines about mating.
Did you name it?
What?
Did you name it?
Yeah, he's Paul.
Yeah? Well, it's gonna be a hell of a lot harder for you now because he's going the fuck overboard.
An ironic name, considering this is for the breaker of all guns, we have the Apex. Probably the legendary with the biggest glow up of them all, the Apex comes with a host of weird and interesting exclusive modifications. A unique body, little stock part, and most importantly, the fucking axe attached to the shooty end. Alright, it's not actually important, but like, look at that. That's fucking awesome. The Apex has a wide variety of stats, including 24 stability, negative 12 accuracy, 35 damage, and 3 extra total ammo. Someone was having fun. This gun is also unmoddable and loud. So Apex is actually fucking nuts. Capable of a staggering 19 more damage and 3 more ammo than the base breaker can do. Really, the only disbenefit to this skin is the fact that it's locked to buckshot. Still though, if I were to call any legendary pay to win, this is the first one that comes to mind. And when it comes to looks, the Apex just keeps winning. This is one of the sickest looking guns in the entire game. But I mean, looking at the safe that it's from, was there any doubt that this was going to end up sick? My only critique is that I wish I could hit people with it. So how much do you have to pay to make the breaker good? Well, my research found the number 1124, which is fucking crazy because I swear I got this for cheaper. Might want to look out for that. But don't worry, it can also drop from cards. Hardly what I would be admiring, but here it is, the Admiral for the Raven shotgun. Quite simple in its ways, it has an exclusive barrel exit, and what I assume is the long barrel. The stats, however, are slightly more in depth, adding 4 mag, 4 total ammo, 15 damage, -4 accuracy, and 24 stability. I see they like their ammo. They also made it unmoddable, and despite how much that exit looks like a suppressor, it is actually loud. So whilst most of these stats can be obtained normally, the 4 total ammo is completely unique to the Admiral. Pretty cool to have for a shotgun. But it is locked to an iron sight. That really sucks. And buckshot too. Yikes. However, the gun is quite attractive. White and gold and a texture that actually looks like a moving wave. It sure is the closest I've ever come to feeling anything for the Raven shotgun. The Admiral at the lowest will run you a cool $445, a pretty fair price, and it can still drop from cards. And that's the first 10 skins done. There's still plenty of legendary skins to go over, so you'll have to meet me back here in a week or so to see the next few. But what was your favorite legendary from today? Let me know in the comments below. I want to give a quick thank you to my members, Super Cooper, 90% Fox, Maxi, Astro PK, Spammy Rammy, Protein Sniffer, Troj, Adats, Nesser, Zor the Protogen, Flaccid Pringle, Jarrao, Spiked S4M, Doc Dingus MD, and Eat My Birds. Thank you for supporting the channel, even when it takes me 5 years to make the ideas. If you'd like to become a member, I need to stop talking so fucking quickly. It's only $3 a month. You get to be featured here and other cool shit like that. And with all that being said, I hope you have a very good night.